Hey, what's up? I want to talk to you guys about the point, line, and plane postulate, or PLP postulate for short. This is a fundamental postulate to geometry. It's one of the building blocks that we build the whole system of geometry from. We start with something very basic that doesn't need any proof, called a postulate. And then we use the postulates to build the theorems, which is just a way of combining the postulates into something a little bit more complex. We start out with a real basic unit, smallest unit, which is a postulate, and then we combine that in postulates. We take different postulates and we combine them into a theorem. And a theorem is something that we can prove. Okay, PLP postulate. Now, PLP postulate says that through any 2 points, I can draw exactly one line. So if I have point A and point B, I can draw exactly one line through there. Okay. Same thing with BC. I can draw one line that goes diagonal through BC and one line that goes through AC. So the 3 different lines I can draw. 2 and AB is 3. All right. The second part of the postulate says that through any one line, there are infinitely many points. Okay. Now check this out. Here's my line through AB. Okay, and that line contains an infinite number of points. It never ends. Now, between A and B, there's an infinite number of points, and then, of course, the line extends off infinitely in both directions. So it's a kind of bigger infinity. So there's an infinite number of points between on any line, contained within any line. And okay, that's the second part. The third part of the PLP postulate says that through any 3 points, there's exactly one plane. So if you picture this marker board as a plane, which is a flat surface that goes forever in every direction, just picture it going up to the ceiling and that way and that way. Through any 3 points, you define a plane. Okay, that's the definition of a plane. It's just 3 points, and here's the thing, it has to be non-collinear points. Okay, so points that are not on the same line. So I've got A and B that are collinear, means with each other on the same line, and then I've got C, which is a non-collinear point. It means it's on a different line. Okay, 3 points define a plane. I'll come back in just 1 second and explain the rest of the PLP postulate. Okay, at this point, I got to talk to you about space. Space is everywhere around us. Okay, it's the normal 3 dimensions of space that we experience. Life is in 3D, and it's also 4D because we have time. But we don't really worry about time at this point. We're just worried about 3 dimensions of space. Okay. Now, space is composed of everything. Okay, it's all the points everywhere. So there's a point here, there's a point here, 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 here. And it contains an infinite number of points that are on an infinite number of planes. You can divide space into as many planes as you need, or as you like or can imagine. Even there's just an infinity of points in space and planes in space. Those points reside in. Same way with lines, rays, everything we're going to talk about within space. There's just an infinity of all these different figures, and you experience space every day. You live in a 3-dimensional world. So that's space, and space contains, well, let's take a look. The board right here, we just call the board a plane, and we can define the board by saying, okay, it's got at least 3 points on it. That makes a plane. So I've got point 1, point 2, and point 3. That makes 1 plane. Now, let's say that those 3 points are collinear, meaning they're on the same line. Okay. Now, that line resides within the plane, and I'm going to call this plane plane P for plane. And there it is. So I've got one line that's in a plane, plane P. Now, let's say that I want to intersect another plane with this plane. Got this thing my girlfriend made. It's a painting, but it's on a street sign. But let's say that this is another plane, okay? All right, let's say that this plane intersects the line right there. Well, take a look. I can have this plane, or it can be angled a little bit, which would be a completely different plane. Because remember, this plane continues on forever in every direction and intersects the plane of the board, plane P, at a line. So it can be this, it can be this, it can be flipped up, flipped down. Okay? It can be oriented all these different ways. Okay? That is a plane. Okay, or two planes intersecting in space. So space, infinite number of planes, infinite number of points, 3 dimensions. Okay? We'll get back to those later. Let me pause here.